All right. Starting with gratitude is always sharing all of these beautiful bits of gratitude. So we have Noble. Noble says, I am grateful for the kindness and I am met. Let's see if I can read the English language this morning. How about that? I am grateful for the kindness I am met with each morning as I crash into this awesome stream, and for the infinite love, my life partner and couple goals, Alexis, as well. What's going on, Berlin? I feel like, are we in a particularly, are we in a particularly foul mood right now? Okay, there we go. That's the size I need. Okay. So once again, Noble is grateful for the kindness. And I'm grateful for your kindness too. I appreciate the energy that you always bring when you come into this space. It really reaffirms my commitment to this experience, to see everyone come in with that right energy, and it kind of confirms the value of us getting together in the ways that we do. So let's take a look here. I want to see, I need to take care of that noise. So someone is over on YouTube now. Just throw something in the chat for me so I can see who you are and let me know how I sound over there. If you're listening over on YouTube, not real clear on, I know I don't have any of the sound bed going just now, but let me know how the audio from my voice is at the moment, so I know if I need to make some emergency changes. So next up we have Esso. Esso is grateful for the good people I've met, for turmeric, for vitamin E, Chubby, fuzzy sweaters, socks, study vibes, time, opportunities, and possibilities. That's a wonderful list. That's a wonderful list. All right. Thank you so much. I see y'all. Thank you so much for popping over and giving me a sound check on that. Good. I love those lists. And I think that the fact that SO is recently getting over a bit of an illness contributes to the fact that so many of these healthy things are included in that list of gratitude. Yeah, I love that. So Alexis, I am grateful for Noble, Harley, G, my Spoon family, and the beautiful day ahead. Waking up is never guaranteed, so being here and being on your stream are enough to make me grateful. What more? Yeah. Yeah, that's a great starting point. I think that it's important to remember that nothing is guaranteed. Shout out to DT Dub TV, a subscriber over on YouTube. You know, it's Berlin's like, hey, acknowledge me. I'm a subscriber. I appreciate you, Berlin. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So some K Wallace is grateful for Xbox and video games. What are you playing right now? What games are you playing right now? What's hot on in your queue at the moment? All right. Shout out to our listeners over on Facebook. As soon as I get my head straight, it takes me a few minutes to kind of get in the groove. And I can't, like, you know, I don't know. But once I get my wits about me, because right now I feel like I'm all over the place, fam. It's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So for Rosie, Rosie is grateful for having friends that hold me accountable. Having friends who hold me accountable. That's a beautiful thing to be grateful for. Our relationships, if they're the right type of relationships, they can add so much to our experience and put us in so much more of a better place to win. It's like having the right people around you is underrated. 100% recommend having the right folks around you. 100% recommend. So I love that, Rosie. So next we have Berlin with something a little cryptic. Without her, and even though we're not together, but I got to be honest, without her, there would be no DT Dub TV. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for her on that. Just stay away from me. So who I guess it's a little bit cryptic, but I guess you know who you are. If you know Berlin, you know who you are. So yeah, I guess take that. I guess take that. Yeah, I see you, Berlin. All right. Okay, good. We got some gratitude going. We got a lot of great folks in the chat. Again, I'm not going to say I appreciate your patience as we work through this process and get our bearings. I guess the big thing is, you know, me just trying to make sense of everything so that I can see everything clearly. Agent is here. Welcome in, Agent. It's good to see you. We started out the session with some gratitude, and I think that's always a great way to get things going. I'm so glad that you are here with us. If you're ready for the next prompt, yeah, Berlin, I'll throw your comments up there. If you're listening on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to DTDub.tv. Yeah, where's Ja Rule? I need Ja Rule. I wonder what Ja Rule thinks about all of this. All right, let's drop a hat if we're ready for the next prompt. I really appreciate y'all for um, closing out the week with me. You dig? It's beautiful. All right, here we go. Uh-huh. Let's see. This is one of the things that I noticed. I'm a little self-conscious because every time I look up, I see myself. I'm still getting used to the fact that, oh, I can see myself right now. Don't let it throw you off. But here we go. So let's do a little bit of a check-in. I know we started with some gratitude. So from here, let's go to a little bit of a check-in. So I would say a good bar for lately is, let's say, over the past week or so. What would you say? What emotion have you been experiencing the most lately? And if you want to put an S on it and you want to put a few emotions in there, that's fine too. But I think it's worthwhile to kind of look back and reflect over the way our experience has been, in a period of time that we still feel connected to. Because I think as time passes, we sometimes lose a little bit of our connection with the like all the different things that happen, and we don't remember some of the things that we feel. I think if we were in touch with the way that we feel, it would impact our choices, because we would know, like, I don't necessarily want to. I did this and I felt that, so I don't want to do that again because I don't want to feel like that. So let me open up the request box and you can answer, what emotion have you been experiencing the most lately? And also just keep in mind too, if you are listening on another platform, you can comment and right there where you're listening, and we can also get your perspective as well. Lately. Okay. All right. Request box is open. Oh, who left? Somebody left. Your nemesis left Berlin. Rip, I guess. Rip. So someone is so kindly offering to sell me some followers. Guess we'll leave that alone. All right. So what emotion have you been experiencing lately? I know for me, it's been a little bit of some excitement and a little bit of trepidation. Excitement because the holidays are coming, and I'm looking forward to spending some time with family. Excitement around even doing this and expanding the conversation in a few different areas. A little bit of trepidation because I'm still trying to figure out how to best create the type of experience that's valuable for folks who are watching me. Trepidation because I got to put my sleepy mug on the camera. I guess I wouldn't have to, but it just feels natural to, like, to be here. I mean, I don't know. So for Berlin, the emotion that you've been feeling is ugh. I guess that's the way to feel. That's one way to feel. So for Alexis, frustration between this cold that won't go away, dealing with the landlord, breaking the TV, and there's some personal stuff going on. It's been a really trying week. So frustration. What is the message that that gives us when we are in a situation where we're frustrated? What is the lesson in that struggle? I think that I was listening to a conversation yesterday about flow, and the flow state is sort of that mental state of absorption and immersion that comes about um, when we are completely focused and engaged in something, and it's, time kind of disappears, and it's an extremely um, pleasant. It's like a peak experience. You really feel like you're at your best. And I bring that up because one of the stages to get in the flow is like a cycle. There's like a struggle phase that you have to kind of load it up first. The struggle comes first, and then you have to kind of let it go. You have to step away and let your mind sort of work with the things that you've been struggling with. And then from there, you can move on into actually being in flow. So our ability to endure frustration is a really important life skill. Um, Understanding that frustration is usually going to be on the path of anything significant that we would hope to accomplish in any pursuit we would hopefully want to bring into our experience. Frustration is going to be a part of it. So our ability to sit with that uncomfortable feeling and use it as a ground of practice and still manage to somehow emerge on the other side and get the things that we're going for because they matter to us. So if you've been experiencing frustration for the past week, there's something on the other side of it if you can manage to endure it. Because I think all the things that you've been doing and the things that you've been working on, a lot of it is really important stuff and is worthwhile. So I'm confident that on the other side of this frustration, you're going to have some significant growth. All right. So here we go. We have Esso with a string of emojis. So let me see if I can read all of these. We got hey, ooh, e, right, upside down, yeah. Oh man, just kind of scattered all over the place. I love it. I love it. Sona is here. Welcome in, Sona. Thanks so much for joining us. I was trying to do him on camera, but I couldn't hold character. Sona, let me ask a question. And it's really a rhetorical question because I think I know you well enough. I think I know the well enough that I know the answer. But are you laying in bed right now, Sona? Is that the case? Okay, I was just checking in. I know how you get down. So give me a second here. I need to find the soundboard. I'm just gonna take my time here. So yeah, it's only 6:30. Well, it's 6:30 for me too. And I'm up. So what does that mean? But I'm not passing judgment on you at all. I'm just glad that you're here. And if you haven't already done so, you can let us know, yeah, the emotion that is pervading your experience the most lately. I don't got it laid out. back. Thank you. Let me know if you hear me. Mic went out for a second. I don't know why. All right. Okay, here we are. So for Suna, let's see. Happiness because of all the Christmas spirit in the air and all the new friends I'm making at school, making Suna feel happy. Love that. Love that. It's awesome. Christmas spirit. How many people are sort of in the mood or you feeling the Christmas spirit right now? So for Noble Ancient, confident and sincerely happy. Work goes well and my games are coming along. A trip coming up is excited too. So Noble's got a lot of great things to look forward to, great things coming down the pipe. So confident and sincerely happy. It's a great combination. Essa says, I'm a Grinch. Like, ugh, I hate Christmas. Missed me with all this cheer. Someone's been listening to Bryson Tiller. Oh, there's a Bryson Tiller cover. Oh, I might have to check that out. Not today, though. Not today, though. But yeah, thanks for putting me on to that. All right, here we are. So Noble Ancient says, I no longer celebrate Christmas. I've encountered the silver holiday instead. Noble Ancient celebrates Festivus. It's for the rest of us. Oh my goodness. Festivus for the rest of us. How about that? Mama Moody is sharing that I've been feeling joy and happy for the new year and the new things coming together for 2022. That's awesome. You know, I think there's a couple different ways that people kind of approach the upcoming new year. Some people are like, oh man, I can't wait just because I have something exciting to look forward to. And then some folks are like, I just want to get away from what is when this is going to be over. I know we feel like there's a magic that kind of comes with the changing of the calendar. Um, yeah. Whatever it takes to shift our mind into a place of hope and positive outlook is definitely a worthwhile experience. So Noble has a 5-day event. I think, there's Christmas and then there's a lot of other sort of celebrations that happen, around this time of year from different traditions. So, I know Hanukkah is going on right now. Then there's Kwanzaa coming. Then there's this silver holiday. that Noble is talking about? All right. So we have some great commentary there. And if we're ready for the next prompt, go ahead and drop a heart in the chat. We can go on to the next prompt for today. We're moving along quickly this morning. All right, got a couple hearts. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we started by talking about what we have been feeling. So let's go to this next. Let me see where we at. Let's think about what we've been doing and what we've been thinking about over the past week or so. So the question, what has occupied the most of your time and emotional energy over the past week? What's been on your mind? What have you been doing? What's been working on your spirit over the last week or so? Because I think we are very much impacted by the way that we engage in the things that we invest our time and energy in. So what are some of those things? So how do I want to, I'll call this last week. So all right, so we all know the third and fourth Burger King will be giving away 37-cent Whoppers. What's today? That's today. Is there a limit on the number of Whoppers that you can, is there like a limit on the number of Whoppers that you can indulge in? I mean, how many Whoppers do you need to eat though, right? How many Whoppers do you need? Well, I doubt the Impossible Whopper is going to fall in that category, because I think they're doing it just based on that was the original price of the Whopper. Y'all better get your weight up and go on and eat that cow. I wonder do they charge, are they going to charge you extra for the cheese? Is the cheese going to be extra in the same amount as I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, I'll just bring it home and eat my own cheese, I guess. I hate that they give you a burger without the main thing on it that you want and then charge you for that. I feel betrayed and I feel like I've been bamboozled. So over the past week, what has occupied the most of your time and emotional energy? Hey, Ma's here. Hope you're doing all right this morning. Everybody say hi. Everybody say hi to my mom. She can see the chat. So go ahead and spam the chat with highs. Put some hearts in the chat. Yeah. So what has occupied your time and emotional energy? And the funny thing is, there's situations where you are emotionally occupied with something that you aren't even physically occupied with. You can be drained by things that you're not even actively engaged in. So what has been that for you? Especially Bex, because Bex has been over here half stepping. Sometimes it's more draining to sit and think about doing something than it is to actually just sit down and do it. We can build up, and we can build things up in our mind in such a way that before we even take the first step, it's like, oh, I'm so tired. We can get caught up in the preparation to do something to the degree that by the time we're ready to take action, we already out of juice. And that's an unfortunate state of affairs, but it is the reality in a lot of cases. So for Mama Moody, you've been occupied by your son and all of his shenanigans. Not the shenanigans. Oh man. Yeah, shenanigans are definitely a vibe. Bex, speaking of Bex and her procrastination, so if I don't hurry up and do it, the universe will do it for me. It won't be nice. Like if you don't do it, it's going to get done to you. So you might as well operate at cause to the degree that you can. You know, the idea of cause and effect. Everyone, JM is here. Welcome in, JM. It's good to see you, fam. I hope that you've had a great week so far. Like you got a little different identity here. You got your Bob the Builder profile pic, and you got some special treats. Oh, love that. So Noble is sharing that between armistice games, dishwashing, and my life with the Lexus and Harley, what else do I need as a successful ancient? You asked. I could dig it. Spoon is here. Hey, Spoon. Yolanda, cousin Yolanda is here. Good morning. How you doing, Yo-Yo? It's nice to have you here this morning. The question that we're working with, the question and the conversation that we are sharing this morning is, over the past week, what has occupied most of your time and emotional energy? What's had you, what's been on your mind? What's been on your, at the end of your hands this week? Spoon is here. Spoon is new. Thank you for joining us, Spoon. All right. So SO says that I've been fighting procrastination. I've been grinding on my portfolio, but not using the time wisely. I admit, confidence and relationships have been occupying my thoughts. Questioning, not feeling up to it, and then relationships. You know, I think that sometimes the needs that we feel, the parts of our experience that seem lacking, they tend to show up when we are under stress, and they show up as sort of a distraction because it's like, hey, this is a difficult thing that you're going through. Hey, look over here, this other thing that you need to work on. It's like a diversion. Um, so it's one of those things where you have to understand that those needs or those thoughts that pop up when you're under stress, it's not that they don't exist at other times. It's just that, you know, they tend to manifest when your attention is otherwise engaged. So for Yolanda, the biggest thing occupying time and emotional energy is overcoming fear. Overcoming fear. Yeah, that's some of the same. I think even looking at what Esso was saying about the procrastination bit, fear a lot of times underscores our procrastinations. We are holding back, we're waiting because of something that we're afraid of, a fear that we are not quite ready to face. Hey, yo, we got Spoon, we got Reality in the house. Good morning, Reality. It's great to have you here. Always great to have you here. I hope that you've been doing well. Oh, let me give myself some eyes. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing everything. Okay, appoint myself manager. Okay. Okay, let's see what else we got here. What has been occupying your time and emotional energy over the past week? Someone anonymously said that bad thoughts have been occupying your time and emotional energy. You answered anonymously, so I'm not going to ask you to elaborate. But, you know, sometimes it is not worth it to judge our thoughts because we are not our thoughts. Our thoughts just kind of pass through us. And as long as you don't attach to them, they'll just pass by and be replaced by the next thought. So, but I can appreciate that frustration if you're trying to stay in a positive path and it seems like your mind is betraying you. Let me get some water here. All right. I guess we can take just a couple seconds with this. It is 6:47 and we have been live for 46 minutes, which means I started pretty much on time for the audio stream. I know the video stream is a little bit behind, but I'm grateful for everyone here who is engaged and listening and thinking. Always remember too that you do have the opportunity, if you so choose, to engage with the chat on your own. Like these questions, the questions, sometimes you don't have an answer that comes up right away, you know? It's something that you might want to come back to. So you'll just take note of it and answer it in your own private journal, notes in your phone, things that you want to think about for later. But I do appreciate it when you share it here because it is valuable in that, as I always say, it could be the case that other people are going through the same thing or see things in the way that you do. And it feels good to know that you are not alone in whatever it is that you're going through. And also there's a lot of wisdom that we share if we are generous and courageous enough to share. And as we share, you know, our perspective on things, we can all learn and grow with each other. So to the degree that you are able to contribute directly now, presently in the conversation, I really appreciate it. All right. If we are ready for the next prompt, let me know. Drop a heart in the chat and we can go on to the next one. That should take us to around the top of the hour. Well, before we go, let's go ahead and one more. It's like reality's like, give me a minute, G, give me a minute. Reality says inner work, serious life optimization efforts. Reality is like my life. I need to tweak a few things. I need to get some things cleared up in my mind and my experience. And by doing so, it might make my life a little bit better. All right. All right, Nova says, we appreciate you doing this, G. Hey, I appreciate y'all for being here. I really do. So I saw a couple hearts. We can go to the next prompt and to take us to the top of the hour. And then we're going to do a couple of promos and plugs. DT Dub says, I had to catch up. You know, that's what's up. I'm glad that you're here. Glad that you live with us now on YouTube. I appreciate the engagement from everyone over there. So this is for everyone that's in the chat right now listening on Spoon. Everybody load up some yellow emojis, some sun, some flowers, all of those things as we get ready to go to the next prompt. But we want to spam the chat with some sunshine while I'm pulling that up. So let's see some sunshine in the chat. So for the folks who are watching, DT Dub TV is asking about my current setup. I love to see, that's so beautiful. I need to let y'all see this. This is so cool. I'm just going to give y'all a little bit of volume on that. This is, if you're listening on video platforms, you're not hearing, but we play music that would not fly necessarily on some other platforms, but we're playing Roy Ayers' Ubiquity. Everybody loves the sunshine. My mom says good vibes. I love it. So Berlin was asking about my setup, and I'll hit you on, I'll DM you, Berlin, and let you know exactly how everything hooks up here. Okay, here we are. So the request box is open for anyone who's ready. We can talk about and think about, in what area of your creative or professional life are you committed to continuous growth? Is there a way is there an area of your life, in your experience, that you said, okay, I'm going to really focus and try to grow here? And you notice I said it's singular. The prompt is singular. It's like, in what area? Because it's one. And, you know, there might be a couple things, but I would say that if you have too many priorities, you don't have any priorities, because that, by definition, just by nature of what the word priority means, it's the thing that comes first. It's prior to everything else. So everything can't be at the top of the line. Everything can't be on, you know, there's got to be some tiebreakers out here in these streets. So Let us know, in what area of your creative or professional life are you committed to continuous growth? So reality says, I am committed to my soul's evolution. I am committed to my soul's evolution. Love that. Dot is here. Dawn Love is here. Thank you so much for joining us. We are talking about where are we growing? Where are we committed to continuous growth? So for Noble Ancient, Noble is committed to growth. This is in the design area, overall encompassing growth of those skill sets. So for folks who are watching on other platforms and new folks who are here, Noble Ancient is a tabletop game designer. The name of the company is Armistice Games. And that's the design skills that Noble is referring to in this case. So I think one of the most intimidating things about the idea of continuous growth is I think that we're in love with the idea of being finished, you know? So it's kind of hard to think about, okay, this is a journey that I'm going to be on. It's not about me actually arriving somewhere. I'm just going to keep growing and keep going deeper with this thing that's important to me. So Alexa says, my mental health and discovery of self. You know, I think that just the process of living a mindful and engaged existence as a human is very much a creative process. I mean, maintaining your health and thriving as a human being is a creative act in and of itself. So I love that Alexis is looking at that as like, I am the project. So Yolanda says that I am going to get better at interior design. That is the area of growth that I'm focused on. Can always get better, can always learn new things, can always find new places to employ the unique skills that we earn. So I love that. And again, that's a response from Facebook. So y'all like, if y'all are on Spoon and looking for Yolanda, Yolanda's on Facebook. That's my cuz. Cherry Chew is in the building. Hey, Cherry Chew. I'm so glad to have you here this morning. I know that you're glad that it's Friday. And I'm excited for tonight to have an opportunity to collaborate with you again. Hope you're feeling all right. So for Berlin on DTW TV says, I am committed to have a decent sized community on YouTube. And after that, form a bigger community. I want the audience to feel like they are a part of the movement just as much as I am. It's a movement, baby. It's a movement. I love that. That's the way you have to think about it, Berlin. One follower at a time, one video at a time, one experience at a time, you build a community. Tree is in the building. Aloha, Tree. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you are doing well, that you and Mama Tree are doing well. It's always great to have you here. Question that we are working with at the moment: in what area of your creative or professional life are you committed to continuous growth? I'm seeing Berlin for president in the chat. It was like, whoa there. that might be taking a little bit further than he intended, but who knows? I don't know what kind of situation you're working with, Berlin. Maybe the end goal is to build a huge following and then flip it into politics. You never know. But I don't know. You might have some stuff out there that might not go over well with a certain element of the voting public, you know. So Cherry Chew's hungry. Everybody put some croissants in the chat for Cherry Chew. Put a croissant, bagel, whatever your favorite breakfast item. Drop one of those in the chat for Cherry Chew so she can have a little bit of a munch. Hold her over for the rest of this late night, which it is, what, about 2 a.m. in Hawaii as you listening in? Cherry Chew needs a midnight snack. Hook it up. Cherry Chew needs some carbohydrates. So for Cherry Chew, while she's thinking about food, the area of professional growth is sounding the way I want to sound, be it musically or in the way that I express my thoughts. Yeah. So in case y'all didn't know, Cherry Chew really likes jazz. You like jazz? Make sure you follow Cherry Chew. Cherry Chew got a little jazz for you. Let me see here. Jazz and linguistics. All right. So we're at the top of the hour, so please feel free to continue with this prompt. Man. Please feel free to continue with this prompt. And while you do, I just want to take a second to acknowledge folks who are in the place to be right now, and let you know, so that if you are viewing this content, whatever platform you happen to be watching right now, I want to let you know who is in the place right now and who you could check out. So when I call your name, raise your hand in the chat so people can see who you are. We got Mo here. Mo just came in. I think Mo might have been listening over on Twitch, but came in time for the plugs. Mo is the host of Go to Work and Make Friends. Go to Work happens right after this stream on Spoon, and it's just like an ASMR get ready with me, listening to Mo run around the house in the last minute and try to not make it to the loser lot. That's pretty much the vibe. So you'll hear keys jangling, cars rolling, and just stream of consciousness commentary and some interesting music. Make Friends is a variety show where Mo kind of sets a vibe musically and folks kind of hang out. An interesting cast of characters tunes in, and you can just have a lot of fun with unique brand of humor that Mo brings. Mo is also the co-host of the Emmy and Mo show, which is Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern time. It is a variety show of games and comedy and fun. It is rebranded. It is back and better than ever. So you can check out the Emmy and Mo show on Spoon, and hopefully eventually they're going to be on all these other platforms too. So make sure that you give Mo a follow. Cherry Chew's leaving, but before she leaves, give Cherry Chew a follow for phoning for a friend, and also random jazz singing, conversations about human psychology, why we like the things we like. 18 plus stream though, so be grown. Don't be messing around with Cherry Chew if you and ain't 18. It's for grown folk. We also have Bex. Bex is here. Bex is the Pink Princess of Spoon, and one of my oldest friends here on the app. Always great to have your unique perspective and the energy that you bring into the place. So I certainly appreciate you. Also, we have in the house Rachel. Rachel just walked in, folks. It's great to see you, Rachel. So let's see. Warrior is here. So Warrior just published a cast with a poem that she wrote recently. So make sure you check out Warrior and listen to Dress Rehearsal. Also, I believe Warrior is going to be sharing some work tonight on Writer's Room right here on Spoon. Very creative and engaging and really powerful presence in the community. We also have Alexis Autumn Elf. Alexis is the host of Gaming with Noble. It's a tabletop game stream that do live gameplay. That's on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. Sorry, at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 Pacific. Speaking of Gaming with Noble, Noble Ancient is also here. Oh, Bex is like, I'm just now getting a tie. I know, Bex. There's a lot going on right now. Forgive me. So yeah, Noble, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. Noble is the host of the Gamer Shop. That comes on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Spoon. Gamer Shop is a conversation about tabletop games. So if you are into old school games, the types of games where you sit in the room. I know me and my mom always play games, tabletop games when I go home, and I'm looking forward to doing that when I go home in a couple weeks. We're going to be playing probably Rumicube and Phase 10 and Dominoes and whatever new games happen to be coming around Christmas. So if you like tabletop games, make sure you give Noble Ancient a follow and tune in for the Gamer Shop. The Gamer Shop on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, we have Berlin of DTW TV. Berlin is the host of Random Discussions here on Spoon, but also DTW.TV is a YouTube channel that you definitely want to check out. You can find the link to DTW TV in Berlin's profile. So, always appreciate you for coming in and mixing things up with us a little bit. You dig? So Esso is also here. Esso is the accountability queen of Spoon. You can catch Esso live doing motivation or morning momentum streams or work sessions. It's just a place to go and hang out if you got a project that you've been, kind of procrastinating on and you need a little bit of support. You can hang out for work sesh. Also, Esso has a series of podcasts on self-love that you can find here on Spoon. And I always appreciate your support everywhere and everything that we do here. So thank you all. If I missed you, my bad. Maybe I'll catch you on the next round of plugs, but we're going to get ready to go to the next prompt. If y'all are ready for it. In the meantime, let's enjoy this K-Tronada real quick. Dot, thank you so much. Dot is here. Let me know when you're going to start going live again, Dot. Rachel, are you out, Rachel? Are you just in general saying much love? So Dot is going live at 2. All right, groove while we go to the next prompt. Y'all can just kind of groove to this. Yeah, y'all can dance in the chat. It's cool. So Tree says that Tree learned how to speak English to this song, probably the original version, not the remix, but absolutely. That's Janet. I don't know if anyone who has Hulu, there is a special about Janet Jackson and the notorious Super Bowl event that kind of got her canceled. Um, and that's definitely something worth checking out for sure, for sure. Oh, the fast parts helped you learn English. All right. So as we always do at this time, we've kind of talked generally. We talked about the things that you're trying to improve on in the areas where you're trying to grow continuously. But I always want to try to bring it down to something practical, something that you can take action on and wrap your mind around right away. And sometimes the scary part is when you got to get specific, because as long as it's just this vague notion of, oh yeah, I would love to do this thing, or it would be nice to have such and so, it's okay because it's just kind of out there and there's no way for you to grasp it. But when you start getting specific about, okay, so how do I actually do this? How do you actually do this? So what is one specific thing you can work on to enhance your skill in the area that matters most to you? What's like a really specific nitty gritty action that you can take, like coming up here soon? Texas T is here. Welcome in, Texas T. Nice to have you, fam. Hope that you are doing well. Texas T's like, well. Oh man. So Noble is sharing that the specific thing that you can do is to continue to learn and practice techniques, try different ways to build games as a designer, maybe find at least one board game workshop. Hmm. Yeah, it's a hard question. It's a hard question. Rachel is back. Hi, Rachel. So, so yeah, Noble. I know it's something that you have might not have thought about, but this is when it gets real. It starts getting real when you start getting specific. And I think a lot of times we are overwhelmed out of the confusion, the confusion and the lack of clarity about exactly what you want to do next is so overwhelming that you retreat into procrastination because the next step is unclear. And I think one of the things that kind of feeds that tendency for a lot of us is the fact that we feel like so much is riding on the first step. You feel like you have to get it right. You have to start. And if you get this step wrong, everything is going to fall apart. It stops being this perfect idea in your mind once you start taking that first step. It comes into the real world and it has to deal with the consequences of bumping up against the reality of all the things that you can't control about it. So it takes a lot of courage to take that first step. It also takes a lot of courage to define that first step and to take that first step, even though it might not work. Because, even if it doesn't work, it's just, you know, you just get ready to try again. This, you know, nothing just comes out perfectly. So Yolanda from Facebook says the specific thing that I've done was to go back to school, as well as opening myself up to networking. So that is Yolanda from Facebook. Interior design is the area, and then going to school. Sometimes it is a thing, okay, I just need to go to school and learn more, right? And then have enough confidence to put myself out there and to have the types of conversation that will lead me to opportunities. That's a big hurdle too, because you don't necessarily have the confidence in the beginning. It's like you don't have the portfolio, you don't have the track record, you haven't earned the trust, and here you out here talking. You know, that imposter syndrome will jump down on your neck if you feel like you aren't ready and you out here trying to talk to folks. It's like, you know, and then you got hey, whoa, wait a minute, I just need to acknowledge the purple gang. The purple. So for those of you who are watching, it's Friday. I mean, why not? I didn't say it was Purple Friday, but it is. Thank you so much for subscribing, Rachel. I really appreciate that. I mean, it don't look right you don't look right. You look good in purple. I love that. All right, so let's get specific. So Tree says, I tried downloading DaVinci Resolve to start practicing, but I think I didn't do it right. But once it's up and running, I will work on editing videos and hopefully get better as time goes by. All right, Tree. I'll tell you what, Tree. I will help you get over that hurdle. Hit me up on IG and let me know when you got time. I'll jump on Zoom with you and screen share to make sure that you're up with it. But that's a great step. I know that you're starting your channel with Mama Tree. So I don't know if that's what it's going to be called, but whatever the case may be, make sure that you are following. On the notice, there's a link where you can stalk me on all platforms. So if you are on YouTube or you have a YouTube channel, make sure that you follow me over there. Also Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, you know. Noble says there isn't exactly a college course for tabletop game design. So I guess the big thing is, not necessarily a college course, but there are some interesting things about, say, for instance, game theory that you might want to learn about. You know, there might be some things around psychology that you could learn. You know, I know that you are open and curious and creative person, Noble. So, you know, I'm sure you'll continue to find ways that you can grow. So DTW TV is out. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that you have a great rest of your Friday. Welcome in, J-Man. Thank you for joining us. J-Man, have I been not saying your whole name? Because it's a goat behind J-Man. Is J-Man the goat? So Texas T says, if I'm being specific, need to maximize priorities. On the other hand, I could be one thing and live comfortably, but if I want a family, I need more. Dating market is unrealistic. So I guess, it's a major decision whether or not you're just going to keep riding it out and, you know, grow up and be that guy, that perpetual bachelor, or if you want to set yourself up. J-Man's like, just call me J-Man. Okay, so Texas T is torn between becoming a teacher or becoming a lawyer. Well, this is what I would say. there are, if you're thinking about being a teacher and the what it is about being a teacher that you want, because there are teachers who teach in non-traditional education, non-traditional context that earn as much as lawyers. So don't let the money be the main driver. Figure out which one you want to do, and then you can be creative and look for the types of situations. Because if it's a difference between wanting to be a teacher and wanting to teach people. You understand what I'm saying? Like having the title of the teacher or wanting to teach people and educate people. One is kind of MO. It's like, what are those positions? MO is a high school French teacher. Says like, what are you talking about? So Texas T says, I'd love to be a lawyer, but the debt is crippling. Yeah, it's definitely, you know, definitely. Yeah, that's a difficult. Yeah, you have to make a choice at some point, right? Well, you have to choose what you want to do first. If you want to get kneecapped by student loan debt. All right. Alexa says the specific thing I could do is journaling to find patterns in some of my behaviors and to discover my triggers. Yeah. Tree is giving the advice. Hey, you can make it back when you become a lawyer. Maybe. You got to choose a lucrative area of focus. Rachel, I really appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, having you come in here, Rachel, really it makes my day. So, all right. So yeah, are we brave enough to be specific? Are we brave enough to take that first step? Yeah. All right. So let us know. Are we still sitting with this one? Let's sit with this one. I could live comfortably as a teacher, but most of the women I talk to want a high earner. Oh, buddy. So um I don't know. What do y'all have to say about that? I don't know. Maybe you need to find um find someone whose values align with yours. So I think that Texas T is looking for people who trying to be kept. You dig? People who are used to, accustomed to a specific type of lifestyle. That's the type of people that you're attracted to. Mr. Errol Form, welcome in. It's great to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Berlin chimed in. Berlin woke up from his slumber to say, "That's modern women for you." I'll just let y'all hammer that out in the chat. I don't have a lot to say about that one. Oh, that's Lefty Lucy. Okay. Nice to have you here this morning, fam. Thanks for joining us. Right now, we're talking about a specific thing that you can work on to enhance your skills in an area that matters most to you? Now, I mean, I don't think I read the whole thing out before, but I think a big part of that is an area that matters most to you. Because I think a lot of times we get caught up with other people's agenda or caught up with other people's expectation. And in doing so, we neglect what matters most and we conform to what is important to someone else. So, in the case of Texas T, talking about his career conundrum, thinking about trying to accommodate the requirements of a hypothetical mate can be a really slippery slope, because let's say you go through all of that and then there's no guarantees, you know. So Lefty Lucy is making that move Sunday. You going down to Missouri? Well, I know Lefty Lucy has been gearing up for this day for a while. So I hope everything goes along smoothly for you along your journey. Reality says, I disagree. What do you disagree with, Reality? It was like, oh no, don't come to Missouri. What are you thinking? Got the keys yesterday. She moved in and you'll be there Sunday. Wicked excited. So there's a hot debate going on in the chat about. So Texas C, this says this song was sampled for J. Cole. This was also Tribe Called Quest. I'm gonna take it back to the top. Listen. Electric Relaxation. You hear it? That was first. You hear that? You hear that, Texas T? So that was the original sample of this. J-Man, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for coming in and adding to the conversation. Conversations turn now to compatible partners. Shout out to Texas T for shifting the narrative of the stream, getting into a debate about relationships. You know? I always love that. Thank you so much, Texas T. Ain't got nothing to do with what we talk about. But I think it is a valuable and important conversation. And I think a lot of people have opinions on that. Yeah, J-Man said, that's why I'm leaving. I don't want to talk about this. Oh, man. He's like, I'm just saying. All right. Are we ready to go to the next prompt? Let me know how we feeling. Berlin says this should be talked about more often. Yeah, but just not here, because it's not what we're talking about. Yeah, you can talk about it all you want, but talk about it. You talk about it wherever you want. It's not here, not now. It's just not what we're doing. Berlin says just thinks that his future kids can't survive off of sunshine and love. I know Bex has some very specific thoughts about this, but we're going to go into the next prompt if y'all ready. Yeah, run that in random discussions. All right. So let's take a look at the weekend coming up. I think that's where we are. Let's see. So let's go to this question, because I think that, and this kind of speaks to the dilemma that Texas T is considering. So you can kind of use this as a way to think about that, this prompt. What activities do you find meaningful and fulfilling? Meaningful and fulfilling. What are the activities? I know we talked about some of the general things. the general theme of what we want to do or what we're trying to pursue, what we're going to be pursuing in a continual growth in. Let's get a little granular about that field. What is it about it? What are the activities within that task? What are the things that really light you up and give you energy rather than drain you? Because I think that your competitive advantage in anything that you are pursuing is your ability to maintain your focus and to go deeply into um, the work that you're doing. Because I think that you are competing. If you're competing against someone who gets fulfillment from the activity, they're going to win in the long run because they'll be able to go harder than you. Texas T says, I can make myself happy, but it wouldn't build a family. I think that you have some limiting beliefs about what the possibilities are for you. I think there's some limiting beliefs in there that might be holding you back. There's some things that are, mutually exclusive. I don't necessarily think that's one of them. Berlin says, gee, we got to have a talk, man. We got to talk, man. So whether this is the thing that is your occupation or whether it's a thing that you do to regenerate yourself, what activities do you find meaningful and fulfilling? So for Alexis, it is spending time with Noble, even if it's free, like picnics or playing board games or spending time with my bunny. Yeah, I think Alexis is kind of making a little bit of an argument, a counter argument. Well, Texas T says it's all subjective, but having excess funds help. It's not the argument that I'm making is not about the money. It's about the ability to make money based on the choices that you have and the lifestyle that you can create. I mean, like I said, you just have to expand your understanding of what it means to be a teacher. If you can open your mind up to what all the possibilities are as an educator, if you're not being paid by the state, if you're being paid directly by your students, then you can earn what you want. So it's not the title, just open your, that's what I'm saying. Open your mind up. It's not about the money. That's what I'm saying. So Bex says, right now I'm writing down all of my ideas for my YouTube channel. I want to make sure I do things that I love. And I've been having fun putting ideas together. So Bex is also launching a YouTube channel, getting some content ideas together. No, Berlin, I'm saying there's a specific misunderstanding that you are having. I feel like I need to address this, Berlin. What I'm saying is, I think that you are perceiving a limit in the amount of money that you can make teaching, not just as a teacher, but teaching. I think you have a limited idea, not being a teacher, but teaching. That's what I'm saying. You can make as much money as you want with either choice you make. You just have to open up your mind to what it means to be that thing and to do that thing, and to leverage the technology that makes it possible for you to do it. That's what I'm saying. Make as much money as you want, fam. But if you're doing something meaningful and fulfilling, the chances of you being good enough to make as much as you can is higher. That's the point I'm making. Okay, Dot says, I love writing, telling stories, hearing stories. That makes me happy. I forget every worry when I do these things. So, having a practice, a creative practice that regenerates you, those are things that are underappreciated. Sometimes you can deal with the frustrations that come with the stuff that you have to do if you give yourself the permission to do some things that you want to do. It regenerates you more than just passively vegging out. You know, it's fun just to it seems fun and it seems like a restful thing to do, just to take a break and veg out and binge watch. But there's something that is regenerative when you have an active means to recover. You will feel less tired if you are engaged with something rather than passively doing something. Ironically, it wouldn't seem to be the case, but it is true. If you have a regenerative creative practice, it will give you more energy than like sitting and watching TV or like doing things that are mindless. So I'm glad that for some of you, for many of you, there that is a source of meaning and fulfillment, whether it is your primary occupation or if it's your avocation, something that you do just for the sake of your human wellness. It's great to have those types of regenerative practices. All right. Funny Valentine is here. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. We're talking about the activities that we find meaningful and fulfilling. If you've just joined us, if you're still thinking about it, I'll leave the prompt up for just a few more minutes. You can answer in the request box. This is Morning Journal session 155. Hard to imagine that we've been here for 155 weekday mornings in the year of 2021. But we're in December now. We just got a few more weeks left. And I'm grateful for everybody that's been with me for this ride. So Funny Valentine says, I find exercise to be fulfilling for both my physical and mental health. That's for sure. Move your body. Hey, Chels, welcome in. It's good to see you. And thank you so much for the like, Funny Valentine, Mr. Aeroform. So Texas T said, I think it's sad that the best time of my life was in a war zone. War isn't all fighting. It was like the 13th grade with the boys for me. So I think that your experience there, and I think what makes it meaningful was the fact that you were present. I think there's so many things that you were present and engaged, even though you were engaged in something that might have been challenging in a lot of ways, physically, psychologically, and all that stuff. I think we remember the things where we are fully present and engaged for. And it's hard to replicate, hard to compete with the level of and the depth of engagement that comes along with being in that type of environment. So, I mean, I know that from my experience as well. It is different. And even if it's rough, you still tend to miss it because you can't necessarily find that same level of connection with people. I mean, there's something about being in it together with someone that you can't really find in other places. Yeah, the brotherhood, the connection, the adventure, like all those things are things that turn us on as humans, that light us up inside, and it's difficult to replace that. So Texas T says you just don't have that in the real world, the working world, as far as you can see, Texas T. I think that it doesn't necessarily have to be the same type of environment to have the sort of the neurochemical impact that you're talking about. Chels, thank you so much for the like. I appreciate it. So, I mean, if you don't think you can ever find or connect in that way, then you won't connect in that way. So just say, as I think anytime you make anytime you're making a sort of a statement. Well, I mean, you can do what you want. I mean, hey, you can do what you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I think anytime, and I try to always do this as well. Anytime I'm trying to make a general statement about the experience of life, um, qualifying it with "in my experience" or "as far as I can tell," it leaves open the opportunity for all the different things that I don't know and that I haven't experienced yet. So Mo says, "You heard it here, folks. First, folks, wars are turn on for G." That's right. You heard it here first. Welcome in, DJ Prodigy. Thank you so much for joining us. Low Life. What's up, Low Life Dag? Welcome in. Nice to have you here. I'm so grateful for all of you for chiming in and having a lively conversation this morning. Another Friday. Just as a reminder, Friday is a triple stream day for me. So, yes, I'm here now, but I will be back again at 6 p.m. Eastern time for Rhythm and Muse. Um, you know, so it'll be fun to see y'all again. And some of y'all might be more awake at that time. And we also have the writer's room, which is exclusively on Spoon, where the calls will be open so that you can share some of your creative work and respond to some prompts from Cage's Cafe. If you don't know what Cage's Cafe is a channel in our Discord, the Writers Room Discord. You can find the links to all. You can stalk me on all platforms just by clicking the link in the notice. My flow page has links to all the platforms and the Discord, all the different places that you can connect with me. Just click the notice if you are on Spoon, and you can find me there. All right. So let's take a look at the weekend coming. Welcome back, Tree. Kale Official Toxic, welcome in. Texas T's getting ready to go to work. All right, thank you so much for being here. Alexis is going to be starting. Oh man, Tree dozed off and ended up in somebody else's stream. That's funny. All right. All right. So before we leave, there's one more request in the box. From last time, I have my games and design projects that I find fulfilling and exciting. That was the meaningful and fulfillment thing for Noble. Now let's take a look at the weekend ahead. What has you most excited about the weekend ahead? All right. Somebody's got jokes, anonymous jokes. It's all good. I mean, if you're going to be crass in the request box, I'm not going to share it. I mean, you're not going to catch me with the banana in the tailpipe. All right. So Dot is looking forward to coming on here and hearing stories this weekend. Yeah, Dot, I'm glad to have you back around. I know that you're in school, so I know one of the semesters you got a lot of work going on, but as things sort of wind down for the winter break, hopefully you'll be around to share your story, which I know is really interesting, and also engage in the conversations that we are having up here. So I appreciate that. So Alexis is looking forward to responding to the pile of 20 plus pen pal letters that were in the P.O. box this week. How fun is that? How fun is that? When was the last time, for anyone else who isn't sort of actively engaged in, having pen pals and doing that type of thing, when was the last time you got like a physical card or letter or note or something like that? Doesn't it hit different when it's something that you can hold in your hand? So that does sound like a lot of fun. So Chels just started the pen pal thing. That's cool. Tree's like, Bex, welcome back, Bex. I guess I need to give you a tie again. All right. Bex. Bex says I dated a jailbird. A jailbird? Not a jailbird. We don't. That's not That's not it. You just someone who was incarcerated. You just dated someone, you know, who was incarcerated. That sounds so pejorative. Oh man, don't do it like that. People make mistakes, People make mistakes, and they have to. Sometimes they have to go sit down for a while. But you know, so Tree is looking forward to shopping for cameras and other gadgets. I'm excited about that. Oh, that's so much fun. Cameras and gadgets. I love that. I got all the cameras and gadgets I need. I don't know what are the gadgets you're looking for, but it is fun. I know you're starting on this new adventure. So, yeah. So, Noble, Says, I am excited each new day's adventure as it arrives via midnight crossover. I enjoy the new day, and each adventure is unique and treasure filled. And I'm excited about that. Love that, Noble. You're just a few hours into the latest midnight. So Mo has recently discovered a love for pinball. So maybe another trip to the arcade, maybe some more drinks with friends and social contact, and all that comes with that. So going with your boy Jiff. All right, pinball with Jiff sounds like a cool activity. So Tree says, I just need a decent camera and a tripod to start off with. Keep it cool. So reality is excited about releasing the old to fully embrace the new. And reality is doing that this weekend. This is the weekend of release. You gotta let it go. So Chels is looking forward to seeing people in the lab. Most of us are coming in for something this weekend. So you get to actually have some human interaction in a work context. And yeah, kind of hang out with your colleagues. Flying Muffins, welcome in. It's good to see you this morning. It's always good to see you, Flying Muffins. I hope that you're doing well and that you're feeling good. Let us know what has you most excited about the weekend ahead. So as you're thinking about that, I think it's worth mentioning for a lot of us, there's been a lot of folks are expanding to some new platforms and doing some content in other places. So before we go off, I want to make sure that I check in with you and let me know. I know what you do here, but if you're doing stuff in other places, I would love to know about that as well. So Bex says that I'm going grocery shopping, made soup out of leftover turkey, finally made it through that, and now you can eat some real food. So Bex has been stretching out them Thanksgiving leftovers forever. Now you can finally, in good conscience, go get you, get some other food. So you're not letting anything go to waste. I can dig it. So one thing that I know is going on this weekend, or actually starting tonight. Heaven Sent, aka Body Brown, is in the building. What's happening? It's good to see you. So I was just saying, one thing that I know that is happening is Request Box Live is premiering on a new platform tonight. I know Steve isn't here right now, but make sure, a lot of us in here follow Steve already from Hold Up TV, but the Request Box Live is premiering on, I was about to say Radiohead, but that's not it. It's not Radiohead, that's the band. It's Station Head. It is an audio streaming platform. So the first ever episode of Request Box Live on Station Head, I was about to say Radiohead again, is going to be going on. If you keep a lookout for notices and things like that, so Steve can launch can launch successfully the request box live, and which is actually a much more relevant space for that type of programming with the music. So yeah. So Alexa says that with the new year, Armistice Games will be going to YouTube as well as Spoon. All right, that'll be cool. I think that visuals go well with the games, so that makes a lot of sense. So Lovely Phantom is here. Bells the Gemini is here. Thank you all for being here. Hey Jude, welcome. Right now we're talking about what we're excited for the weekend, and we have Flying Muffins, who is excited about Christmas tree acquisition and decorations with my roommates, and a date night with my boy. Flying Muffins has a date night with the boy. I love that. Ethan, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's so great to have 20 beautiful souls in the place to be right now. I love it. Everybody's Flying Muffins got that date night. It's like, ow. Everybody put an ow in the chat for Flying Muffins and the date, like, ow. All right. All right. I just want to, contrary to what you see on the top of the screen, I just want to let y'all know that we are actually #1 again, and I really appreciate you all for helping make that happen. Thank you for the like, Lovely Phantom. Hi, Miss Hippie. Thank you for joining us. All right. Yes, you did make it. Barely. You made it by the hairs of your chinny chin chin, but nevertheless, here you are. All right. We can still do the excitement for the weekend, but I want to make sure that I have my right background up as we get ready to close things out. Heaven Sent says, I'm looking forward to getting my new hoodie from Amazon, but they sent it to the wrong mailbox, so I'm going to catch a case. All right. Over a hoodie, huh? Yeah, I guess you have to ask yourself, is it worth it though, right? Is it worth it over a hoodie? Santi, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. It's like, you don't know, there was a butter soft hoodie that I was looking for. All right, we're coming down to the last couple of minutes, folks. Again, we will be live again at 6 p.m. Eastern time for Rhythm and Muse. I would love to see each and every one of your lovely profile pics dancing across the screen as we get ready for that experience of Rhythm and Muse. Also, we'll be live again. Well, hopefully, we'll be live again exclusively on Spoon at 8 p.m. Eastern time for Writer's Room. And that's something that you don't want to miss. Or at least I hope not. But we are getting ready to close out session number 155 of the Morning Journal. Y'all can go ahead and spam the chat if you like as we wrap things up. One last round of shout outs for everybody who is hanging out on Spoon, because I can see your name and I can see your face. We got SO, Bex, Reality, Heaven Sent, Dawn, Miss Hippie, Berlin, Jude, Noble, Tree, Alexis, Pandora, Dot, Warrior, Zanny Chew slid up in here, Chels, Flying Muffins, and Emma. Thank you all. We'll see you again soon, and I hope you have a wonderful day. We got a minute. I'm gonna end the stream on the other platforms. Peace out, y'all.